At awakening, aims at awakening, realization and transformation. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. May there be happiness for all. See the difference. The intellect, you follow the intellect or you follow the knowledge of the Eastern wisdom. You follow the knowledge of the Eastern wisdom. This mind cannot be distracted. You follow your own car while driving or you follow other cars. Choice is yours. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. May there be peace for all. I am only saying today, if you really understand, why should I use the word if? You all are wise, more intelligent than me. I agree with that 100%. So you follow it. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. May there be wholeness for all. Again I am repeating. If you clearly understand, use the intellect to understand cause and effect relationship, you have a cognitive understanding. Buy a smartphone, find the cause and effect relationship. Oh, if I push this button, it will open it. This will send the message app is there. And now you follow the phone. You don't follow your intellect. So then what happens? May there be completeness for all. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham. May there be auspiciousness for all. What I'm repeating again. Do you follow your intellect? Even if you are repeating that may there be auspiciousness for all, it will never happen. It will not change you. But if you follow, what is Eastern wisdom? It is knowledge, instrument of knowledge. You follow your intellect, so then you are absent in the session. I can tell you, I want to be little share for today and open your eyes. I am sorry today. You all are manifestation of my master. I am expressing to my master, not to you. So you need not to react. But if you react, you follow your intellect. Hence I love and care you all. One great master who is alive, who uses a beautiful phrase. He says incidental diversion. I adore him, I respect him, I love him, I gratitude to him, Swami Abhedanandi. They all are Swamis, except me. So it's very easy to attract people with the Swamiji, but it is also very negative. Sometimes he's a Swami, so he's a monk, No, I'm not going there. So anyhow, do you understand incidental diversion? We have been talking about Sama, Dhamma and Uparama. We have been talking about internal calm, external calm, and the calmness anywhere and everywhere. So incidental, I find some incident here, so I'm taking a diversion. instead of talking of the fourth treasure, which is the diksha and resilience. And so I'm taking, but why I'm taking a diversion, you will understand it. And my master, who always said, go beyond the intellect after reasoning. You reason only to follow the Eastern wisdom. You don't reason and express, you share your intellectual understanding in a group. After the session, you don't follow Eastern wisdom, you only follow your intellect. And the intellect is guided by the ego, attachment, detachment, impurity of the mind. That is why you have anxiety throughout the week, you have reaction, or sometimes we hide it. We hide it. I cannot help understand you all why we are all wiser. I am just expressing Eastern wisdom for my master present in you. Barbara, I don't see your picture. You change. If you change, I am grateful to him. If you don't change, I am grateful to him to inspire me to continue. I am talking of something very important. Well, if it is important to your intellect, you will follow Eastern wisdom. If it is not important, your intellect has other agenda. From where the other agenda comes? From the impure mind. The impure mind takes over the intellect and then say, okay, this weird guy is talking very nice, that's why it is better to attend the session. And after that, I will follow my own intellect. And that is why you are not changing. We have been meeting almost for the last 5 years. So it has become important for me to talk about this subject, incidental diversion. My friends, I'm an ordinary seeker, maybe much less intelligent, wiser than you all. I have had many problems. I think Ashok is aware of it. He is aware for my life about 35 years. I had many more problems. What you are facing now. When I started the journey, I too had many doubts. I too had many challenges. The doubts still exist, but it is removed by the trust or faith pending the inquiry. I have repeated it many times. First, we believe what is the principle of Eastern wisdom, then we inquire, it leads to cognitive understanding. Now my intellect is ready to follow the path of the Eastern wisdom in my personal, professional, social life. It took me many years for me to change. And the moment it started changing, my trust on the Eastern wisdom increased. Still, I may have some doubt. I agree. We have a cognitive changes in the life that means if we do not have a change in our life, it means it is a dry intellectual understanding of these principles, and then every session we share the experiences. I have lot of challenges in the problems. Then sometimes we hide something, we intellectualize. That is your intellectual understanding. I am simply saying you understand, you reason out, you logically prove it. Prove the principle. What is after that? No, I'm not angry. What is after that? You have to follow the Eastern wisdom. That is why we are reasoning. That is why we want a cognitive understanding. Or do you think that this cognitive understanding, this explanation of cause and effect is just for the sake of play? Just have a play and a fun. Don't do that. I know your heart and the mind is still aware that you are not able to change. You did not bring the expected change. You still follow the intellect. You follow the intellect, your own intellect. Means impure mind is dictating the intellect. Then there is an ego, there is an attachment, there is a greed, there is a repeated reaction. And then you share the experiences. What a beautiful experience I have in this session. And after this session, I am the same person again. This session you have to listen to it 100 times. More than 3,000 masters over 10,000 years. They said, okay, you asked me, their master told me that, oh, you asked me to believe it. Yes, I believe it. Now explain it. So these masters have explained, they have become it has become a text. But after that, those who have become the master, they followed the knowledge of the Eastern wisdom. They did not follow their intellect. Are you getting it? May there be happiness for all, and the ego comes. May there be reaction for me against you. What is this? What is this? Did you understand what I'm saying? Intellectual understanding versus realization. Intellect cannot lead to realization, still the intellect is required. The limits of personal logic is what the intellect is. I'm sorry, I'm just, I feel overwhelmed. Why don't we change? Because it is intellectual, dry understanding, no realization. We don't apply it. Why we don't apply it? We follow our intellect even after understanding, clear understanding. There is a cause and effect. I explain everything. Eastern wisdom teaches that intellectual understanding is not enough for self realization, for changing my attitude, behavior, and conduct, for changing my expression in thought, speech, and action. When we try to grasp a profound spiritual truth purely through the reasoning or personal logic, our understanding remains shallow and changeable. True realization requires that first we first have a cognitive understanding, so that there now after cognitive I understand this road takes me to peace, and I say my ego comes, my reaction comes. What the hell my intellect is doing? Intellect divides, wisdom unites. Remember, this is what my master used to say. The default mind, why intellect falls short? It is limited. My intellect is limited. Your intellect is your intellect is unlimited. That is why you follow with your attachment and your reaction, your anxiety. And I'm sorry to talk about in a show. I gave you that example. It was an indication to you all to see whether you pick it up or not. Do you remember I told him that he was going to the master's monastery from the capital? It takes about 5-6 hours. and he told me I'm totally tired and fatigued. I said, stop going to him. You follow your intellect. I gave that hint. So the intellect divides and wisdom unites. The wisdom means Eastern wisdom. Do everything, put all the questions, find the answers, and say, intellect, now you follow Eastern wisdom. That is humility. Just saying namaste is not humility. Some of you express your challenges, others do not express. I know I do not know, let me say I don't know, but check yourself. What we do with the intellect, we try to be good. We try to be good. We prove to be good. We have a good habit. We use it negatively. That is intellect. Look at me, how smart I look. Yes, you are smart. You look. Yes, yes, others also say it. But internally, my ego is working. So it is negative. We try to prove being good. We are hungry to be good. We demonstrate it. It is an intellectual understanding. The goodness, you follow the goodness. That is Eastern wisdom. You may be saying, thinking that, 5 years we have done, we have not changed, what he is promising, it does not work. It does not work because of you, not because of me. Again, I'm repeating. I use the intellect to have a clear understanding. What did you understand? Ego is not required. Now apply the Eastern wisdom. When any person comes, you go to the workplace. Reaction is not good. Peace is good. May there be peace for all. Why don't you apply it? Your intellect is greater than the knowledge of the Eastern wisdom. That's why you don't apply it. So you have an attachment, you have a reaction, you have an ego, and everything is there. That is why it doesn't work. The instruments of knowledge leads to awakening, realization, and transformation and end of suffering. Did we understand it clearly? If yes, you have a tremendous change in your life. Not only you witness, but people around you also witness the same changes in you. If not, then the intellect, which is limited, follows the knowledge and the practice, which is limited, and then limited in that sense of limitedness, or you can simply say impure mind, or you can say simply default mind. The default mind lives the life. You have to allow the default mind to live the knowledge of the Eastern wisdom in every thought, speech, and action. Why? We say the Eastern wisdom is the final authority for awakening, realization, and transformation. Is your knowledge of intellect is final authority? Tell me. Is the knowledge present in your intellect is the final authority? That is why you are reacting. That is why you are attached. That is why you are reacting. Sir, you are also reacting. Yes. I got another interesting. You will say that I am also reacting. I gave you one example and then we will open for discussion. Animals like the dog and the cat and the bird look into the mirror. You know what they do, right? We also look into the mirror. What is the difference? We all are living beings. We all have eyes. What is the difference? I look at myself. Oh, my eyebrows are good. I have put some cosmetic. Look, I'm not looking into the mirror. The animals are looking into the mirror. They are dictated by the image. What is that image? Your ego, your attachment, your reaction. I'm saying you follow the Eastern wisdom. I'm simply saying after understanding, after the cognitive understanding, I must follow it. May there be peace for all. My mind is reacting, no, may there be peace for all. Cell reacting, no, may there be peace for all. Until the peace comes. Finished. That is the end of the story. It is a difference in perception. Impure mind, you may be very cute and beautiful, but the impure mind may be there. That is the difference. It is the difference in perception. All animals, and we all have the eyes. We are seeing our own self. Are you understanding? I am seeing my own self by reasoning, by cause and effect. So if I don't see myself, I look into the image. So that is a dry understanding, intellectual understanding. It will not change you. Even if you attend for 50 years. We are looking outside into the mirror. Pay attention. That is also a very important point. We are looking outside into the mirror, but looking at ourselves. Are you getting it? Intellectual. I'm explaining, I told you, intellect. Use the intellect, cause and effect, cognitive understanding. I have used this, but after I have understood it, let me apply it. So when I apply it, so where is the ego? Where is the attachment? Where is the reaction? Where is the anxiety? My mom is reacting. Now reaction has gone. Mom is also gone. May there be peace for all. Again I'm saying it. We are looking outside. We are looking at honey. We are looking at people. We are looking at the society. We are looking outside. That person, that society is a mirror. But I'm looking at myself. Animals cannot do this. What animals do? They can mate, so we can also mate. They eat the food, we also eat. They sleep, we also sleep. What is the difference? We don't want to be different. What animals cannot see, seekers can see. Human can see what animals cannot see. I have to focus on this. It took me many years to understand just a simple truth. It took me many years. But then I generated a faith, a trust is there. I left modern psychology. I stopped teaching that. Give me a new perspective in my life. So it helped me. It will also help you. Provided you want to follow your intellect or you want to follow your reason. Why we spend so much of time in explaining the concept, in understanding the concept? If you don't want to follow the Eastern wisdom, don't follow it, then follow your ego. Stop attending the session. Don't attack him. Otherwise, how can I earn? How can I get the money? Let us open to the discussion what you have understood, whether you will apply this from today or not with that idea. This is incidental diversion. We will go back to the inner treasures. Huh? So, yes, Dennis, you want to discuss?
What I get from today's session is that intellect is a wonderful tool for processing information and for reasoning, but of course it has its limitations. And intellect alone is not sufficient for enlightenment and realization. In fact, intellect is a part of our mind, and it can easily be influenced by our ego, our default mind with all its ignorance, attachments, and impurities. So I think in the US they have a saying that uh, we have to take it with a grain of salt. We have to take our own intellect with a grain of salt. Uh, we can use intellect to test the principles of Eastern wisdom, to make sure that they are logical, they are consistent. Um, but why we do it? We do it so that we can build trust in the principles. And after that, we must apply the principles as they are without interpreting them to our own liking, modifying it uh, the way that our ego wants them to look and to modify it. So we must apply them as they are.
Beautifully said. Did you understand? Intellect, why we discuss cause and effect. Why cause and effect? Why cause and effect? Cause and effect is to have a cognitive understanding with clarity. So once we have a clarity, then what? Once you have a clarity, then what? Then it is clear that I have to follow. You lost the address of someone, your friend, you are traveling there, and then you ask people, oh, they say go straight, take right, and the third house is your friend's house. And you sit in the car and say, oh, what the hell, he is guiding. Let me follow my own route. We follow that. I may be wrong, but 99% we follow our own route. How? And he looks crazy. What I have to do with it? But I do it, whether you admit or you don't admit. Let me be very frank. Brandy, what do you want to say?
Oh, thank you. I know you saw me laughing. Your message today, the lesson today, was so timely because if I understand correctly, when we look outside of ourselves and we use the intellect to look outside of ourselves, that's where we create these problems. And I got a phone call this morning from somebody who was in a bad mood and like stressed out and having problems. And I was fine before I got the call. When I got the call, I started to take on that stuff, and it wasn't my stuff, right? And it's a little bit humbling to think about that as a mirror because I didn't wake up that way today, except that I got that call and listened to that person, and I was like, what is this? So it's when we look outwardly, that's when we take on these problems that are not really our problems because that's what the intellect does. And when we look inward, that's where the peace is.
Yes, yes. So the moment these challenges comes, I told you, we look into the mirror while I'm looking at myself. So when you look into the mirror and you keep looking into the mirror, I don't want to say we are less than animals. Then we behave and act like birds and cats and dogs. That is where the ego and impurity of the mind comes. But only the humans can make a difference. Am I right or I'm right? One guy uses, there is a soap opera in India, so he is an advocate. So he uses, I am right or am I right? Yes, David and Jerry. Yes, David and Jerry.
Thank you. Yeah, the lesson today, I felt like the lesson was directed right at me, and just the realization of the limitations of our intellect. And I reflect back on previous meditations where I come out of them and say, I feel this unlimited power or this unlimitedness, I think I used. And it's really that I tapped into the Eastern wisdom and dropped the intellect in the meditations and saw that. And so for me today, it was really about A, thank you, because I felt like it was catered to me, and B, the limitness of the tools around us, be it our mind or our intellect, and the real focus needs to be on the Eastern wisdom. Thank you.
Yes, I understand it. I realize it by practice in a session. And the moment after the session, my intellect takes over. Why? That I have, it means I maintain my awareness. Again, I'm saying you, I'm looking at the world outside while I'm looking at myself. If I keep looking at others, I will react, I will fight, I'll have a problem. And then what I say, problem is created by you, you are responsible for it. You all are responsible today for my excitement. Anyhow, Jerry.
Thank you, sir. I think the change lies in that tremendous desire to want to bring change.
Yes.
And when these patterns are so habitual and for years and years, we can intellectually understand it, but it's really difficult unless we have a tremendous desire to stop patterns and behaviors and habits, as we don't even see that this recurring happening is my own doing. We don't see it.
Beautifully said.
Yeah.
Recurrent happening we don't see. Why we don't see? I'm using intellect. I have understood it. I have understood it. What I have understood, may there be happiness for all. Okay. Now let me apply this wisdom. I'm going to talk to you. May there be happiness for all. First, this thought comes to me. Now I have to deal with the happiness, not with the ego. Not with the reaction. Is it not simple? Is it not simple that you look into the mirror and you put your hands on your face, on your brows, and you put your cosmetics here? Do you put your cosmetics on the image of the mirror? Oh, it is very simple. You apply it? If you don't apply, it will not change. And then you will say, then you will blame this journey. Stephen, what is your take today?
Thank you, sir. My takeaway from today is a constant reminder that the principles of the Eastern wisdom and self-discovery have to be present 24/7, no matter where we are, what we're doing. And it was interesting, everybody talks about how apropos it was, but in the last 2 weeks, I've been really dialed in on the Sama, Dhamma, and Kama, and it made me go back and take a step backwards, because it's like I'm focused here, but forgetting about how I got here. And now bringing this back up today it's so important that you never forget that, because this is a journey, and we have these desires to get to the end when we should just actually enjoy the trip there. And then I think today is just that reminder of not forgetting where we came from. So
Yes, you're right. Forgetfulness is another name of the impure mind. Forgetfulness is another name of the limited intellect. I forget peace and happiness. I remember my reaction. What a great stuff I have. Jerry was saying, it's habitual, it's a recurring. So then you come to the Stephen, find the answer. I have not to forget. I have to remember. So how I have to remember? I should have an intense desire for it. Christina Ragu. Where she is? She is lost somewhere.
Thank you. Didn't know which one you were calling on. You said something at the very beginning that reminded me of when I trust and I set my GPS to take me somewhere, but then impulsively and impatiently I decide I'm going to go a different way, and I end up in more traffic or more difficulty in the end. So it just brought me back to addressing the doubt with trust, and trusting the instincts and Eastern wisdom again and again.
Yes. Now you see that my mom is crazy. I'm looking at her, but I'm looking at myself. So when I'm looking at myself, may there be happiness for all, Mom. Mom says, don't talk to me. May there be happiness for all. You follow the Eastern wisdom after understanding. If you don't follow, there is a forgetfulness, there is an impurity of the mind, there is a lack of intense desire, whatever you want to say. These are the different words we have been using. Barbara, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Could it work a little bit like a revolving door? If you act out of with Eastern wisdom and you act towards the world with goodness and peace, does it come back to you and make you a better and more peaceful person?
What a beautiful way you explained. What a beautiful way. What a beautiful use. Do you see that? It comes back to you. But I am accepting your reaction. That is my intellect. Dennis, that is my intellect. Why should I accept? Let my intellect follow the Eastern wisdom. Come what may. Whatever the situation, relation is. That brings the cognitive change in life. That will lead you to awakening and realization. Otherwise, all this is a gossip. For 5 years, I have been just doing a gossip if you don't change. Take me for granted. Blame me. I'm ready to accept that blame. That I did all the gossip. Because you create a barrier, you don't want to change. Now how can you dare, how can you say, I will stop attending the session, don't attend, No, sorry, don't stop it, Yes, Vaibhav.
Thank you, sir. So today's lesson is kind of an eye-opener that if I'm not able to apply the Eastern wisdom in any situation, then even it's wrong to say that I have learned something. It's only ego talking.
Yes.
It's not that I have learned anything if I'm not able to apply it. So that was the understanding today.
Beautiful. Even 5 years of constant and consistent listening and learning from this crazy guy, you did not learn anything. That is why I said my talk is just a gossip. You have to hammer your mind. I'm making it very simple that use the intellect, and after that, what is the GPS, what the GPS shows, which way, follow it. That GPS is Eastern wisdom. May there be happiness for all. The other guy is reacting. May there be happiness for all. So I'm not invoking my ego in reaction. It is done. Finished. Yes, Sangeeta, you want to say something?
सर जैसे बहुत बार होता है कि मन हावी होता है तो बार बार मन को कंट्रोल करना पड़ता है, बार बार करने की ज़रूरत है और बार बार रियलाइज करना है कि मैं प्योर कॉन्शियसनेस ही हूँ, मैं
Yes.
मतलब सर्वेश्वर स्थिर वस्तु हर दिन में बार बार करने की आदत हो जाती है.
Yes, you listen to everyone's perspective again and again, write it down, make a note and repeat it. What she is saying, that the impure mind returns. What? How it? Take one example. And now look at my shirt, I just got it, this look. Is it not looking good? You say, yes, it is good. So you are repeating again and again. And the other guy gets upset. So seeker never gets upset. So it means I have to apply this Eastern wisdom again and again and again and again and again and again. How many times? Million times. Why million times? You don't have an intense desire. You have a tendency to forget. You have a habit. You have an impulsive nature. You need to change. You have million problems. So you have to repeat million times. Otherwise, it is so simple. Where you want to go, you have a GPS. Yes, put the address. Follow it. Follow the Eastern wisdom. After cognitive understanding, follow the Eastern wisdom. If I'm right or I'm right, tell me. That guy, made me crazy. May there be happiness for all. It starts from the family. Your relationship, you apply. And the people will notice it. People will surely notice. No, I did it today and people did not notice, so I reacted. Then you did not do the practice. Then what practice you are doing? You are making yourself fool. You are making yourself fool. Constantly, consistently. Anyhow, close your eyes. Let us start the practice. First is place, position and posture. Self-awareness. Self-awareness. You bypass the default mind. You simply, every step is a principle. What I just concluded, follow the Eastern wisdom, you have understood. So place, position, posture. You become aware, alert. Mind has to interact consciously with the body, place, position, posture. Finished. Being comfortable. What understanding is change of direction of the mind. So you are looking inside. Change of direction means what? You are looking at yourself. Even you have so many thoughts outside. Even if you are listening to me, you are listening to yourself. Am I right? Or I am right. So when you look at the entire body, you experience the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. You have never attended a meditation session with lot of excitement. But in that excitement, there is a masses. As such, there is no excitement. So the third step is being carefree. You change the direction in the being comfortable with experience of sensation, comfort and steadiness, and then you are moving away from the world. So world of thought, feeling and emotion, sensations, that leads to carefree. And you have mind settle in the Mangala Charan. Now can you see what I discussed? I'm just making you aware. So we remove the forgetfulness, we remove the lack of awareness, we remove the recurrent impulsive nature, and then we settle where? Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. May there be happiness for all. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. May there be peace for all. Sarvesham purnam bhavatu. May there be completeness for all. Sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. May there be auspiciousness for all. I am leaving the 6 neighbors. That is another step in the first stage. In the second stage, you look at the breath. So just check it again. Do you follow what the GPS says? Yes. So how do you know? Just be casual. When you follow, you are casual, normal, and aware and alert. So just look at the breath. Feel the breath. That is basically the first step of the stage 2. So you check again the breath, the easy flow of the breath. You are aware of which flow is dominant, or you just become aware casually. You are in the state of place, position, and posture. Comfortable means sensation, comfort, and steadiness, carefree, and you already know. Now, may there be happiness for all. No, the happiness must be for all. That is where we are going. That is the meaning of intense desire. But the impure mind or the intellect changes the direction. So you look inside the forehead in the space, and then start breathing long, deep, and hissing breath into your belly. Long, deep, and hissing breath into your belly means what? You expand the belly like a balloon to your breath, and you squeeze the belly while exhaling. It is a long, it is deep, it is hissing. Hissing means it keeps your awareness intact, that you don't throw your whole body. It is only the belly movement. Pay attention to that. Please continue. Long, deep, and hissing breath. Long, deep, and hissing breath. Remember, it's a long and deep. It is not the short breath. If you do the short and quick breath, then your whole body will shake. But if you are doing the long, deep, and the hissing breath into your belly, only the belly moves. Only the belly moves. Continue long, deep in the hissing. So in that process, you are conscious. Who discussed, someone said, conscious means you don't forget. So you are consciously doing it. You have to repeat it again and again. If the first breath is not right, do the second breath right, so that you get a rhythm. When you get a rhythm, it is a joy of doing it. In the past, I used that word, phrase. So there is a joy of doing it, then it means you follow the GPS. You are doing this, you follow the step, and still you are irritated, you are reactive. Your mind may say, this beer guy does not understand me, my breathing is so shallow, and This guy is asking me, no, you have to follow the GPS. Long, deep in the haze, seeing breath. That must be done. So what happens, sometimes we change the rate and rhythm of the breath on our own. So you have changed the direction, you don't follow the GPS. So the real impact will not come. Now stop this, do nothing, look at the flow of the breath. Look at the flow of the breath. Presence is there. What is the presence? The presence of the breath. You notice the presence of the breath. The moment you notice, you are an observer of the breath. You are an observer. You observe the flow of the breath. And also behind you, we are transitioning to the stage 3, observer of the breath, in the state of sensation, comfort, and steadiness. And if that is there, you can easily drop Om Shanti on every breath going in and out. You start dropping Om Shanti non-verbally, very small, because the breath is very short. Breath is not very long. So you have to pay attention. It is just to move our mind to the heightened state of awareness. Some of you have used it. In the state of sensation, relaxation, and stillness in the body, motionless state of the body, you're looking at the breath and dropping Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. We are into the stage number 3. Now drop Om Shanti on the 16 segments of fingers. So it will tell you how much intense desire you have, whether you have a sense of forgetfulness. And we discussed also in a different way, whether you are saying Om Shanti, whether you are dropping Om Shanti like slowly, or you are dropping casually, naturally Om Shanti, or according to. It is the mind that will tell you the story. Both are okay. But on the other side, you'll feel a tremendous sensation and experience around that right hand, 4 fingers with the 16 segments where you are dropping Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, the way you want, it is okay. And now the last step of the stage 3, move the mind inside the heart. Visualize the triangle of any color pointing upward. Drop Om Shanti on each side of a triangle, moving the mind clockwise and anti-clockwise to discover if the mind is sinking with the triangle, means with Om Shanti, with the sides. And that moment of the sink is again a heightened state of awareness, simple. Do you follow Eastern wisdom or you follow your own thought process? Choice is yours. And if there is a sink, that is the time you sing mentally while pushing the mind deep inside the cave of your heart. Mind seems to stop, you say Shanti, and you transition to the stage 4. Why? Where it's a self-absorption in the waiting, plus variety of experiences, vision, colors. You may see many vision colors, grand vision in the colors, but fundamentally, your mind does not undergo a change. So will you think that, oh, I'm changing, I'm attending this session? Or you have changed, you have a cognitive understanding, you have changed your thought, speech, and action in the worldly life, and you don't have any vision. Which one is better? You have to check. That is why in the very beginning I said, let these vision and colors come and go. You simply, yes, intellect should pay attention to it, but it should not get attached. If it's really happening, you are just aware of the happening. Why? Because you're not doing anything. So the mind gains the ability to distinguish between the happening and doing. Doing, intellect or the ego, it may be pure ego. Happening, coming from the existence. And now, doing nothing, remain as you are. You are already doing nothing. We transition into the fifth stage. You have to sing together. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, means you become aware of the right hand. You become aware of the left hand. Lift your both your palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms, know your experiences. Bring the hands down, we'll share our experiences. Yes, we left one. Christina Tuzzolino. If I speak rightly, correct me. Yes.
Thank you. I just kind of like everyone else, it feels like today this message was for me, that so this is perfect for everyone, it seems. But I love what you said, and it kept popping up, the intellect divides and wisdom unites. And that's that I've been catching myself with the impulse behaviors or emotions, thoughts that are not mine, but they're inflicted from, a reaction from outside whatever. And I have felt the need to lean more into having humility, and today's lesson just reminded me of that as well. So
good. Very good. You are absent in a session, you follow your intellect. You are present in a session, you follow the Eastern wisdom. You don't follow me. Why you should follow anyone? Yes, David and Jerry.
Thank you. That meditation was clearly following the Eastern wisdom. It was very peaceful, very deep, very quiet, and a strong feeling of infiniteness when I come out. Thank you.
Beautiful. How easy it is. We have understood these principles. Let us follow Eastern wisdom. How you follow? Through your intellect. But the intellect follows the impure mind, then there is a problem. There has to be a problem. There must be a problem. How are you, Jerry?
Sure, I'm good, thank you. I liked the meditation was very deep for me, and the revolving door and the repetitive application is kind of the same. It has to be there every day, all day long, until we don't have to think about it anymore, and then it just becomes our inherent nature.
Beautifully explained. Then it is just so everything is so casual. Everything is so casual, but in that casual state is full of peace and happiness. We are not talking the casual mind. Casual mind is one of the five types of default mind. We will talk about it. Yes, Dennis, how are you?
I had very peaceful meditation. There was a sense of extreme relaxation and stillness, I could say. Like the mind relaxed so much it didn't want to generate any thoughts, just remain in the state of nothingness. Thank you.
Yes, again, he has spoken about, he made this statement many a times, but I'm just trying to bring it here. We have to reach to a state where the mind is not ready to generate any thought. Every thought has a stamp of I-ness. So now it is not interested. So it is not interested. What is that state now? Think of it. May there be happiness for all. Anyhow, yes, Christina Rego.
Thank you so much. I just got this experience of like there's no problems. There are actually no problems.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are actually no problems in the world. Why there is a problem? The bird, cat, and dog looking into the mirror. You explain yourself. I don't want to say anything. Then there is a full of problems. Yes, Barbara.
The belly breathing used to be the most difficult for me, but now it's become completely natural.
Good.
And as far as my meditation is concerned, it was very peaceful, very calm.
Very
and I wanted to stay right in that state.
Beautiful. That is beautiful. If the mind says, no, let me stay in that state for a while, for a longer period, it's really deeper. Good. How are you, Stephen?
Good, sir. Thank you again. My meditation was extremely deep, peaceful. I felt present throughout. The odd, well, it's not odd, it was just different this time, is that usually I'm in such a deep meditation that when we start chanting the Om Shanti is when it's shocking. I actually realized when we started chanting the Om Shanti, I went even deeper and struggled coming out of it today.
Beautiful.
So, thanks again.
Beautiful. Yes. So every step is a reminder. So in another way, I'm just going out of what Stephen said. It's a wonderful he shared, but I'll talk later. So what is Brandy? Yes, Brandy. Brandy is left. Yes, Brandy, Vaibhav. Yes, 3-4 people left. Yes.
Thank you. The mind wanted to chew on the situation that I mentioned before in our sharing before, and so I had to do the thing. It's like I love Barbara's example of the revolving door because every time it came out, I just had to give it a little piece, and then I'd have some peace, and then it would come back up, right? And so it was like kind of a little bit of work today, and then it's moved out.
Yes. When we are, I would say, conscious, when we are attentive, or you can say when we have intense desire to change, we remember. So when you remember what? You remember, you follow the intellect or you follow the Eastern wisdom. So when you remember, intellect forces, or the impure mind or the default mind forces us to follow. But we have to make a choice to follow the Eastern wisdom. That will change you. Do it only for 24 hours. Only for 24 hours. 1 minute we have millions of thoughts. Which way to follow? Yes, Vaibhav.
Thank you, sir. So today's practice is like that. If I'm not following my ego and my intellect, then mind is always calm and steady state. It is that in ego which drives us to it divides and then it creates the desires. That way it will lead to impulsiveness and then reactions.
Beautifully said. What you said, I told you that you have to listen to everyone is sharing their experiences. What did you say? Can you say it again?
like if I'm not following my ego and my intellect, then mind is always at a rest state. It's always calm. It is because of my ego, it divides a situation and then creates a desires.
Personal ego, personal intellect, personally. Universal intellect, personally. Universal intellect is Eastern wisdom. Personal intellect always divides and perceives. It has to divide and perceive. And when it divides and perceives, it lands you in anxiety, duality, conflict. He is good, she is good, this is right, that is wrong, etc., etc. Universal intellect. I believe you got it. Thanks God, you all got it. Yes, Sangeeta.
सर आज बहुत बहुत ज़्यादा पीसफुल थे सर अभी
Very
अभी तक
peaceful.
वो शांति लग रही है
Very good. Very peaceful. She feels extremely peaceful. Extremely peaceful. How are you, sir? Ashok, sir? You have a beautiful shirt. You know, I like it. Yeah. Yes.
Sir, मैं ये कह रहा था कि nowadays mind is going into real peace.
Mind has improved.
Mind has improved.
Okay.
Yes, it very slightly, but yes, I have to admit with you in front of you that just slightly, but ठीक है, धीरे-धीरे बढ़ रहे हैं.
The mind has improved in relationship, or mind has improved with the son, or the mind has improved in business.
Mind has improved. Mind is following nowadays internally.
Okay.
Not the intellect.
While looking at honey, that is what I told you. While looking at the sun, while looking at the business. Brani, is your teaching not totally different from Eastern wisdom teaching? No? Or it is the same?
It's not totally different, but it's not the same.
It brings a fundamental transformation in your life. And the formal education in universities and colleges, it strengthens your information gathering system so that you can multiply that information for your career, job, wealth, money, fighting, crime. That is the fundamental difference. Anyhow, thank you. I'm sorry if I was excited and blamed you. Put all the blame on me. Thank you.